Write a program to create a list of students records which stores name, which store roll number, name and marks of n students. Now store this list into a file named students.txt. Fine. This is easy question. This is basically question of list. This is basically question of list, and just we have to use the write lines function. Okay. So first of all, let's create one empty list, and now let's enter the value of n. User will tell how many records you want to store. How many records you want to store. Fine. And then I will open the file later on for I in range. First of all, let's store the record. This is very easy question. One can understand if you know about list. Otherwise, if you are simply forgetting the previous concept and trying to learn file handling, it will become impossible. For I in range 1, n plus 1, you have to remember each and every concept of previous class. Enter the record of student I. Now R number equals to int. Let me enter here. Enter roll number. Fine. Next, enter name and then enter marks. Let me copy it. Okay. Name equals to this. There is no need of int and all. Input. Enter name. Now after it, enter marks. Enter marks. Fine. This is done. After it, you have to store this thing in a list. You have to store this thing in a list. As a nested list, we are storing. As a nested list, we want to store this. As a nested list also you can store, or as a record also we can store. So let us just open also the file. F1 equals to open. We are not storing as a nested list. F1 equals to open. And here let me write the name students.txt. Okay. Write mode. Fine. After it, what I can write, simple function f1 dot write lines, and then here what I can make a list roll number comma name comma marks. This is also fine, or we can do this thing. I'm just writing a comment. Suppose this is, I'm just making it comment. You can create a list here. You know this thing, we have done this earlier. Roll number name marks, and then you can write f1 dot write lines, and inside it you can put r. Anything you can write. First one, directly creating a list by using 3 values, and by using write lines function we are adding into it, and by using this function. It's up to us, whatever you want to follow. Okay. After this, print, and then f1 dot close file. We have to close this file, and here records are stored successfully. One thing that we have discussed yesterday, it will not put backslash n. It will not put backslash n. So what we have to do, let's see. Let us just execute this question first. Let us just execute. Let me open the idle. That is your Python idle window. Fine. Let's just copy this program directly from there. I'm just copying this program, writing it here, saving it. And do remember, don't try to cram up this program. Projects you cannot make by cramming up the program. You actually have to test yourself. So here, write lines, save. Let's just run it. Suppose three records I want to store. Rule number 1, Ram. Sorry, argument must be str not int. Okay, by mistake, this is what we have done. Because okay, one thing we have not discussed here, you can see that f1 dot write lines, the function is giving error. Type error, write argument must be str not int. Write argument must be str not int. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this, that since we are dealing with text file, and we are trying to store integers, so what we can do, there are two options. First one, either take all things as string. Just a minute. Fine, this is now all string. Let us just execute now and let's see the behavior. 3, 1, Ram. Now roll number 2, Aman. Roll number 3. See, records are stored successfully. Do remember these functions, write and write line function works with string only. This is the limitation of text file. That you can put only textual data in a file. Whatever it is, you can consider it as integers, but as a string it will store. The function accepts only the string type of value. Let's see the answers, what exactly they are stored in this particular file. Let us just open that file. I am just opening it. Students.txt. See now, again same thing. 1 Ram 100, then no enter key. 2 Aman, then no enter key. 3 Suraj 100. Let's just do little bit of formatting. What we can do after this, f1 dot write we can call, and we can put one \n. So first of all, I have stored one complete record, that is list, and after it I have written enter key in that file. Enter key means please put the cursor to the next line. Let's test now. Again, let me store 2 records now. 1, records are stored successfully. Let us see the answer. Okay, one thing is done, that after every record there is a line break. Now if you want, after 1 there should be space, after Ram there should be space, so that you can understand this. This is one complete record. This is roll number, this is name, this is marks. So how can we do this? Super easy. Here, what you can do, you can make it like this. After roll number, put one \t. After roll number, put one \t. After name, put one \t. Even you can put comma. Let me put first comma. And then let's see what is happening. Let me just put comma and let's see what happens now. Let's store 2 record. 1, records are stored successfully. Let us see the behavior in the file. See, comma is stored now. You can store comma also. In a list I have just created, so instead of comma, if I'll put \t, then tab space will come. That is your tab key. Let's see now the answer. 2 records. Records are stored successfully. Fine, let's close it. Now you can see. Now don't worry about this, that it is giving large number of space here and less spaces here. Basically tabs are controlled automatically. Tab space are controlled automatically from the previous one. That means here you can see tabs. Why it is giving same space here? Because previously there was a tab after 1, so after 2 it will give tab. Here why it is not giving same space as after Ram you have given? Why? Because Sham is of more length than Ram. That's what it is adjusted the AM in the same tab. That's what. So don't worry about it. There is no problem. There is no. Don't go in technical details of this tab and all. So we have stored it. Fine. So by this way, you can store your records also. You can store your records also. And instead of this f1.write, if you don't want to have this f1.write, what you can do? After marks, you can put one \n. This is also fine now. So first roll number, then in a list it is consisting of tab, then name, tab, then marks, then \n. That means one complete record it will be storing in. Let's just test it again. So I've discussed a lot of things in this particular example. Records are stored successfully. Let us see now. Still it is working. Fine. 1 Amit, 2, 2 Ram, 3. So any example you can try. Fine. So this is by which we have done the write lines writing of list into a file. Fine. Now let me write one special note. Special note. Do remember, write and write lines functions will accept only string type as we are dealing with text files. So make sure to take variables of string whose values we want to put in file. Do remember whose value you want to put in file. Okay. So now one thing we have done. Now next most important thing. We will discuss A mode also. Don't worry about it. We will discuss A mode. But let's discuss A mode here only. Let me just write A instead of W. Let me just write A instead of W. What will happen? The two records which are already there. Let's see. Two records are already stored. Now it will not remove the content of previous. It will store after the existing record. Let us just run it. Suppose two more records I want to store. Roll number 3. Rahul. Roll number 4. Karan. Records are stored successfully. Now let's see what is the content of this file. See now, append mode. This is the specialty of append mode, that by using append mode you can add at the end of existing records in a file. W mode will always create a new file. That means always it will put the data in the new file, and in append mode your data will not be lost. You can have it from there. Fine. Okay. So now let's see next thing. Next is reading. This is most important. Reading operation in text file. Because by this also we will be able to search also. Suppose the question is that we have to search the record, and suppose question is that you have to copy one file into another file. You have to separate integers and all things. You have to find how many even numbers are there. In that case you have to read a file. You have to read the file. You want to search for the record. You want to update a record. In any case you have to open the file in read mode. So reading operation in text file, that is most important. So here we will discuss 4 functions. Again, they are very easy function: read, read line, and read lines. Okay. So let us just start reading operation in text file. Reading operation is used to read the content of text file so that we can print, search, update, delete, that we can do. Fine. Okay. So here we will open the file in R mode. R mode. And again, I'm telling you, students, if you will not study this thing, then this will go away. And then how will you make projects? That is your, how will you think now? So here we will open the file in R mode. We have to open the file in R mode for reading operation. Fine. So let us just do it. Basic question. 4 functions are used in reading of a file. And what are those functions? Read function, read n function, read line function, D, read lines function. Super easy functions are there. Let us just discuss one by one. First of all, let's do read function. What it will do? It is used to read the entire content of file and returns the text. Entire content. It is used to read the entire content of file and returns the text. So we can store in some variable for printing, searching, whatever we want, we can do it. Example, syntax is this. It is not accepting any argument. Read function, empty bracket, and syntax of calling. Again, by using that file object dot read, file object dot read. Syntax of function is this. How can we call? By using file object dot read only. Fine. Let's do first basic question of this category. And do remember, file must be there. If you are opening a file in read mode, file must exist. And that thing we will check later on. But how can we check before opening a file that it must exist? So first of all, read one. Basic program. Let's do it. Let me write one comment here. Write a program to read the content of students.txt file and print the contents. Fine. Read the content of students.txt file and print the contents. Very easy. So what will be the step now? Just a minute. Steps are very easy. For any kind of operation, first of all, you have to open the file. And after opening, I'll be using here read function. And then after reading, I'll be just printing out the content and then closing the file and then closing the file. So first of all, let's take one file variable, file object, open function. The name of file is given students.txt and then comma R mode. Fine. Students.txt and then comma R. Okay. This is I have opened the file in read mode and I'm assuming here that file exists. I'm assuming. Otherwise it will give error. So that error we will handle. How to handle the errors if file is not present, that we will do later on. But right now we are just expecting that this file is already there. Okay, now let's do x equal to f1 dot read. Fine. And now print content of file, content of student dot text file. Let me write backslash n here, 2 backslash n, and then print x, and at last f1 dot close. Fine. Let's execute it. See, we can trace this program easily. How it is doing? First of all, it has opened the file student.txt in read mode and created the link with file object, that is f1. And now f1.read means the file object which is pointing to students.txt. Please read the content of entire file. This is the meaning of f1.read. Please read the content of entire file. And now we have stored in variable x. And after that, content of students.txt file, the message is printed. 2 backslash n, you can see 2 line breaks are given here. This is just for formatting. And print x. I have printed the content of x, which is extracted from the file. You can see one extra backslash n is there. Why it is there? Because you have stored backslash n. Do remember, we have stored backslash n after every line. We have stored backslash n after every line. That's what it is giving one extra backslash n. f1 dot close. That's it. Now let us first see the type of this x. Which type? What is the type of x here? You should understand this also. What is the type of x? Let's see. And then you have to judge which kind of C. What I said, text file you are doing, str. We are dealing with text file. Text means string. Text means always a string. Whatever you are, that means 1 is also considered as string, Amit is also considered as string, and 2. Entire thing of file is considered as string only. In case of text file, always remember, in case of text file, entire thing will be treated as text only. That is your string only. Okay. Let me remove it. Now, if you want, you can read, you can have the loop also. We can print by using a loop. We can print by using a loop also. We can print by using a loop. And how to do that? Simple. X is a string. We can recreate a loop for I in X and print by using loop. Print I. That's it. Simple. By using loop also. But here we have to change and attribute. You know that why I'm doing it. Otherwise it will give line break after every line. Just see the answer. If I'm doing this only, what it will show. See, this is showing in some different manner. This is not different manner. Actually, you have used print function. Print function हमने use करा है और उसका behavior क्या है? कर्सर को नीचे लेके आना. उसका behavior ही है कर्सर नीचे लेके आना. तो and को change कर दो. Now you will see, it will not do. See now. Now can you see one strange behavior here? Can you see one strange behavior? At last, it has not printed that backslash n. At last, it has not printed that backslash n. That means one by one, character by character, character by character, it is printing. Extra backslash n, it is not printed. I will let you know why it is not printing, why the first one was printing. Let's see, this is output. Let us just remember this output. I will discuss this thing. Let us just remove it and simply print x. Let's see the output. See here. 1, then 2, then 3, Rahul, then 4, Karan, and then extra backslash n is put here. I will discuss, and this is your assignment also, why it is putting one extra backslash n. Those who can find out why it is giving extra backslash n while I'm using this thing, and why not when I was using a loop. What is the reason? You have to just little bit experiment and just research on it so that we can discuss it later on. If you'll not be able to find out, then of course I'll be just giving you the explanation, but still try to find out. Okay, so this is all about basic program of reading operation. Basic program of reading operation. Fine. This is very easy. By using read function only, let us do one more question. Then we will come back to the read and function. We will come back to read and function. We will do one important question. Write a program to copy students.txt file into marks.txt file. Write a program to copy students.txt file into marks.txt file. So here marks.txt file will be created. Will be created by user. Will be created by user. So that means we need two files. One will be opened in write mode and one will be opened in read mode. It's simple. One will be opened in write mode and one will be opened in read mode. So first of all, read the entire content of student.txt file and then write into marks.txt file. That's it. Read and then write. So we have to use two functions. Read, open both the files in read and write mode, student.txt in read mode and marks.txt in write mode, and then read the content of student.txt file. We know how to read. The name of object say f1.read and then put the content of that f1.read into marks.txt file. So let's do it. This is very easy question and one of the application of read and write. Okay. So we have to open two files. I have opened first one in read mode because I have to copy this file. Second one, f2 equals to open marks.txt. This will be opened in write mode. Okay. Now, even we have to close two files. This is okay. X equals to f1.read. We have copied the content of student.txt file into variable x. Now simply put the content of x into marks.txt, that means copying. That's it. f2.write and x. Now there is no need of writing backslash and all. Why? Because you are simply copying the content as it is of file which is pointed by f1. That's it. Now close both the files. f1.close, f2.close. That's it. File copying operation. Very easy. Let us just execute it. It will not give any message because we have not discussed, sorry, we have not displayed any message here. Let me write one message. File is copied successfully. File is copied. It will only print this message. File is copied successfully because this is only for copying a file. File is copied successfully. Let's see now whether marks.txt file is there or not. First of all, let's see this file is there. Let us see content of students.txt. 4 records are there. Same has to be there in marks.txt. See, this is amazing operation of file copy, that we can copy one file into another file. We can copy one file into another file by using read function. We will do a lot of questions, don't worry about it. Suppose one user says copy the content of file without spaces. That means space should not be copied into the next file. Space must not be copied. Space must not be copied. Let's do it also. Let's do the next question also. Write a program to copy students.txt file into marks.txt file without spaces. Without spaces. We have to copy. Very easy. Very easy. Now instead of this, what we will do? Without space, we have to copy. Without space. That means you have to run a loop. You have to run a loop, and one by one, let me write one loop for I in x. Now this loop will extract the content of x one by one. If I is not equal to \t, let us just test it once. f2.write and I here. f2.write and I here. File is copied successfully And now let us see the content of this file. Yes, now you can see. Very strange problem. We just forgot that we have not stored space. We have stored backslash t. We have stored backslash t there. But even you should check for space also. You should check for space also. You should also check for space because backslash t is also considered as space. Backslash t is also considered as space only. So I is not equal to backslash t. And we have to check one more thing, that it should not be, or it should not be equal to space. I is not equal to backslash t and I is not equal to space. This is a strange problem that we have faced here. You should understand that backslash t is also space because you cannot see the backslash t in a file. We can never see the backslash t. It will be looking like a space only. So you have to understand that backslash t is also space and I is not equal to space. So always remember backslash t, consider it like a space, but you have to compare it with the backslash t. So now this example is complete. So we have got one strange problem. No issue, this is not a problem. Actually, we just forgot that we have stored backslash t. Otherwise, this question is perfectly fine. If it is not asking to remove backslash t, but here we are considering backslash t as space, group of 8 space. We are considering backslash t as a group of 8 space. That's what we have to consider backslash t also. Now you can see the content of students.txt. It is having the backslash t and spaces, and here without backslash t, without space. This is again very good question, and you can say important question, that without space and without this we have to copy the content. Okay.